y'all, welcome back to Word Up Godcast podcast with your girl Wilsonja, and hey y'all, over on All Smiles over here. Now listen, I know y'all know I am truly excited to see you all on this beautiful day. God has indeed prepared another amazing feast for us to eat, and it is so good. Why is it so good? Because God has given us a wherewithal of how we are to moving forward in 2026. So y'all know how I do it. I always ask God, what do you want me to talk about, or where do you want me to read from in your word? And what I got was this: the less they know. The less they know, okay? In other words, God wants us to move with strategy moving forward into 2026. And if God is telling us the less they know, it means this: that less is going to be more than enough that they need, okay? Did you hear me? Less is going to be more than enough than what they need. Whatever you tell them, the less, that's going to be more than enough. Don't go further than less. Don't give them more than less. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? If not, let us go to the reading. We're going to be reading from 2 Kings, the 20th chapter, and we're going to go from verse 12 all the way to verse 17, okay? This is dealing with Hezekiah. Verse 12 reads this: At that time, Baladan, the son of Baladan, king of Babylon, sent letters and a present unto Hezekiah. You say, that's so nice. That is a nice thing to send letters and a present. And the reason why he sent it was because of this: for he had heard that Hezekiah had been sick. Still make it go, wow, that was a nice thing to do, to send letters and a present. Verse 13, and Hezekiah hearkened unto them and showed them all the house of his precious things, the silver and the gold and the spices and the precious ointment, and all the house of his armor, and all that was found in his treasures. There was nothing in his house, nor in all his dominion, that Hezekiah showed them not. Then came Isaiah the prophet unto King Hezekiah, and said unto him, What said these men? And from whence came they unto thee? And Hezekiah said, They are come from a far country, even from Babylon. And he said, What have they seen in thine house? And Hezekiah answered, All the things that are in mine house have they seen. There is nothing among my treasures that I have not showed them. And Isaiah said unto Hezekiah, Hear the word of the Lord. Behold, the days come that all that is in thine house, and that which thy fathers have laid up in store unto this day, shall be carried into Babylon. Nothing shall be left, said the Lord. Now y'all see why God is saying, the less they know. Now y'all see that God is saying less is more than enough for them. God is saying, don't show the enemy the playbook. In other words, don't tell all your business. God is causing for you to come into the promises that he has promised you, okay? He's even going to be blessing you all with things that you didn't even ask for. Remember, he said he shall do exceedingly abundantly above all we can ever ask or think, right? And so God is going to be doing these things in our lives. And God is saying, you need to be quiet. You need not to be sharing everything. Everything that God has spoken unto you, even the dreams that he have given unto you, God said, keep that on the low. Don't tell nobody. The less they know, okay? The less they know. Remember Joseph? Remember he told his family about the dreams, his brothers about the dreams, and what happened? Exactly. They put him in the pit. And of course, all of it worked together for his good. But I can't help but to imagine, what if Joseph never told his family about that dream? What if he had never shared it? What if he had never shared it? I wonder what his route would have looked like. And here it is, Hezekiah. He got suckered. He got bamboozled. He did. he got sideswiped because he let some letters and a present let his guard down. Some letters and a present calls for him to let his guard down. Eye gates down, ear gates down, discernment down, all of that. All because somebody said, man, I heard you was sick. So let me do this for you. Remember how Jesus talked to the Pharisees and the Sadducees and was telling them, how is it you saying these good things, these nice things, knowing that you are vipers? Jesus said, I know who y'all are. Why y'all over here trying to act like y'all good? Why are y'all over here trying to act like you have these people's best interests at heart? Huh? I see you. You a snake. I know who you are. I know what's in your heart. And Hezekiah did not discern that. But what he did, he received the presents and he received the gifts. And he said, oh, they good people. Oh, they good folk. Oh, we go to the same church. Oh, we work at the same place. Oh, that's my sister. That's my brother. Oh, that's my cousin. That's my grandmama and that's my auntie. And because there's something familiar that we share, we tend to let our guards down. But God is telling y'all, stay woke. Remember that video? Stay woke. God is saying the less they know, the less shall be more than enough. I'm not telling you not to have conversations with people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm telling you to be wise. I'm asking you to be wise. Do not be like Hezekiah, to show people everything that you possess, to share with people everything that is in your heart. Because I'm telling you, we ain't got but one adversary, and that is the devil himself, who goes around as a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. And he uses multiple things. So a lot of times we are on the watch for the big things that looks like a threat. But the word of God tells us that it is the foxes that destroys the vine. Those little things that can go under the radar if you ain't woke. That can go under the radar. In other words, if you do not have discernment. And God is saying in this time, here it is, December the 26th, 2025. We're almost there, y'all, in 2026. And I'm telling you, God has great and amazing things for us. He does. He does. But God does not want us to sabotage it. See, we can't keep blaming the devil that it's the devil's fault. It's not the devil's fault. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we have to give him permission. When you give somebody permission, that means that they're not at fault. It's just like a thief, a robber. If you know they're a thief and a robber, and you give them the keys to your house, who's at fault? There was no breaking and entering, okay? There was no breaking and entering. They used the key you gave them. They put it in the doorknob, right? Unlocked it, twisted the doorknob, went in. There was no resisting for the robber or thief to experience. You gave him the key. And God is telling you that he has given us keys to the kingdom of heaven. And those keys to the kingdom of heaven is to help us to resist the devil. How is this? Because it allows for us to bind him up. To bind every plot, plan, agenda, assignment, mission, covenant, contract, agreement, forgery of any shape, form, or fashion, knowingly and unknowingly, that he is trying to work in our lives to try to bring into our territory. God has given us his keys, right? To resist the devil. But if you don't use the keys that God has given unto you to resist the devil, then you'll end up giving, like I said, the devil permission to enter in without resistance. He'll walk right on in like he owned it. He'll walk right on in your territory like he owned it. He'll walk right on in your finances like he owned it. You get what I'm saying? He'll walk right on into your health like he owned it. And he'll start decorating the way he want to decorate it. He'll walk right in your house and say, yeah, I don't like your couch, so I'm going to buy another one. Yeah, I don't like the food that you got in your refrigerator, so I'm going to buy what I want. I'm going to take all your stuff out. So that's the devil. He ain't sharing. When he come in your life, he don't care what you like. He wants you to have what he have. People talk about narcissists. The devil is the one to tell you, no, you don't have a life. I don't want what's best for you. Okay? That's how the devil operates. He wants you to be beneath only, not above only. He wants you to be in a state of lack, in a state of heartache, of pain. That's what he wants for you. And God is saying the way that you do not give the enemy wherewithal to come in and rest, rule, and abide in your life is that you use the keys that he has given unto you to resist the devil, to bind him. Okay? And God is saying the way you're able to do that is by the less they know. The less they know. The devil is using any and all things to gain information, monitoring spirits. And yes, it may be your grandmama talking to you. Yes, she probably did bake that caramel cake, that pineapple upside down cake. She didn't fix you your favorite meal and you over there, listen, on her sofa. I forget that. You ain't on her sofa eating like that. If you got a real grandmama, she gonna tell you, baby, to go sit at the table. Go sit at the table. But you over there at grandmama's table, got your toes, your feet rubbing together under the table because that food's so good. And you pouring out everything to grandmama, telling her all your woes, telling her all your dreams. You get what I'm saying? And little do you know, grandmama is a recording device for the kingdom of hell, of darkness. But you can't see that because you got a mouthful of her collard greens and cornbread in your mouth. And you believe, you truly believe that grandmama is a comfort zone. And really she's not. I'm just giving y'all an example. The devil doesn't care who he uses, in other words. He doesn't care if it's your grandmama that he uses to get you locked down and bound. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if he uses your children or even your spouse, your coworkers or your boss, your neighbors. He does not care. He just wants a willing vessel. And some of those vessels, they are willing to allow the enemy to use them. And some of them are not aware. They're ignorant. They're ignorant. And that's how the enemy is able to use them to work against you. And what God is saying today, the less they know, that is what he's saying. He wants us to move with strategy. Moving forward into 2026. Move with strategy. I know it could be hard for some of y'all. If you just receive some good news and you want to share it with your mama. You want to share it with your siblings. Maybe God has called for you to do a certain thing and you want to share it with your family, but God knows they can't handle it. They can't. Remember how it was with Jesus and Peter? How Jesus was telling the disciples, listen, I'm going to be crucified. I'm not going to be with y'all long. I'm not. I'm going to be crucified. And here it is, right before that, God had just gave Peter a compliment and said, nobody but God have shared to you who I am. Just gave him a pat on the back. And right after that, you find Jesus rebuking who? Peter. Because Peter is talking contrary to what Jesus is saying. And what Jesus was saying is that he was going to be crucified. And here Peter go talking about, no, that's not the case. It's not going to be. And what did Jesus say? Satan, I rebuke you. Jesus hurried up and said, Satan, I rebuke you. And that's how it is with certain people around you. They may not understand the plans that God has given unto you, that he has spoken unto you, allow you to see in a dream, allow for you to be prophesied to. And you may want to share it, but some people may not be on the same page with you because they still see you in another area. They still see you as the old you. They still see you as far as what they want you to be, do, and have. And they want you to grow according to the speed they want you to grow. So God is saying the less they know, okay? Looks like I'm going to be finished before 20 minutes. I hope y'all got this because God truly wants you to move with strategy, okay? And I want you all to truly get to where you're supposed to get to and not have to fight any unnecessary battles on the way. Don't you know that's the whole purpose of this video? It's so that you don't have to come up against unnecessary warfare because you kept it zipped. You made sure to stay in that position of the less they know. Understanding that less is more than enough. If they ask you how is work going, it's going great, and leave it there. Okay? How's your marriage going? All is well, and leave it there. How you feeling in your body? All is good. I'm well, I'm good, and leave it there. Do y'all understand? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Now, I'm going to tell you this. I said it's going to be under 20 minutes, but I still feel myself talking. I'm going to let y'all know this. You'll pretty much be able to tell who the enemy is using, okay? Trying to get information from you so that they can distract your pathway, so they can pull you off track, so they can bring in unnecessary warfare. It is those who, when you share the less information, give them the less they know. Give them the less is more than enough. In other words, when you're moving with strategy, they're going to get an attitude. They're going to get an attitude. They're going to start acting sideways. They will get offended because you won't tell them what they want to know. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I have experienced. They will get upset with you. They will. When you're not sharing. When you're not showing and telling. Remember, they taught us that in kindergarten and in pre-K. We're going to have show and tell. Bring in your favorite toy. And you bring in what you have. Your most precious truck. You know that Tonka truck? Or some of y'all brought your Barbie dolls? Or your cookware set? You brought something that you said, I like this toy. I like this. You brought it to school. You showed it and you told about it. Now everybody know what you like. Every kid want to play with that toy. And the wrong kid get a hold to it doing show and tell. They break off the leg of the Barbie doll. You get what I'm saying? They tear the tire off the Tonka truck. You get what I'm saying? So the less they know, less is more than enough for them. God is saying, be wise in this season, moving forward. Move with strategy, okay? I gotta go. Y'all know I love you, but most of all, Jesus loves you too and more. And listen, I'm not trying to make you paranoid. As we read, that person sent Hezekiah some letters and a present because they heard that he was sick. I'm not saying that you should be suspicious of everybody that's nice to you. I'm not saying that. I'm saying is just have your eye gates and your ear gates and your heart posture tuned to God's leading, okay? Because there are some people who are really sincere, and there are some people who really love you. The gift is not to bombard your life, okay? The niceness is not to bombard your life. I always say, look out for those who always want to come over to your house when you have not invited them. Does that make any sense? Somebody that's always pressing you to be their friend. I'm just saying. Somebody that's always pressing you to hang around them. Or they be around you. Watch out for stuff like that. That is not normal. I once had somebody to get upset with me because I told them, hey, listen, I'm a back away from being on the phone too much. And this was years back. And this person got super duper upset with me. And I had to let them know, you're not the only one on that list. I just had to shy back from people who I was on the phone with for hours. And at that time, y'all, I could not even say the name Jesus. I had not been delivered, but that was God working on me to separate me from certain people. I didn't know that was God's doing. But certain people that I was around during that time, I would be on the phone with them for hours. I mean, hours. And before I look, but by the time I look, y'all, it's almost 20 minutes. I'm sorry, y'all. As y'all can tell, I do love to talk. But me talking is to sharpen your sword, okay? It's for me to help you, not to gossip. There's a difference. But it was God helping me to pull away. But one particular person got super duper upset with me. And they used sarcasm to do it. And it was almost like a move that a narcissist, and I don't even want to say narcissist, because narcissist, that the true word for that is Jezebel. Okay? It's a spirit of Baal. It's a manipulating spirit, a spirit of control. And people who operate with that, they're borderline, if not, they're witches, if not borderline witches, wizards and warlocks, okay? They've been sent to control your life, to destroy, to either destiny swap with you, okay? Or stop you from getting to where God has called for you to be, do, and have. They either want to be you, or they want you not to be who you are. They don't want you to succeed. But like I said, when you begin to understand the less they know, that less is more than enough, that you move with strategy, there will be some people that manifest. That spirit of manipulation and control will show up. It will show its face. And it will highly be offended. It will highly be offended. Because that devil that's working in them, that spirit that is working in them, they want information. They want it. And when you only share just a little bit, it's going to get agitated and aggravated, because it really wants to know what's going on behind the scene, because they really that spirit wants to sabotage. That's what it wants to do. But God is saying the less they know, okay? Move with strategy. I got to go for real this time. Y'all be blessed. I pray y'all understood what God said today. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell to be notified. And listen, we on our way to 2026. Keep moving forward, trusting in God. And congratulations to everything that God is unfolding in your life. Y'all be blessed. Y'all know I love you, but most of all, Jesus loves you too and more. See y'all soon. And ciao.